everyone, welcome to the video tutorial series of the operating system. I am your instructor Varsha Tak. Let's start our lecture series. So today at the end of this video, you will learn about the semaphore. What is semaphore and how it is used to achieve the mutual exclusion. So let's see how the semaphore is used for achieving the mutual exclusion. So let's start. First of all, what is semaphore? Here it is the definition of the semaphore. Just learn it. A semaphore is a variable that provides an abstraction for controlling the access of the shared resources by multiple processes in parallel environment. Okay, in parallel programming environment. So what is the meaning of the semaphore? Semaphore is used to control the access of the shared resources when multiple processes are there in the execution in the parallel environment. Okay, so it just controls the access to the shared resources. So that is the use of the semaphore to achieve the mutual exclusion. Basically, there are two types of semaphore, which are one is a binary semaphore and another is a counting semaphore. Okay, so binary semaphore, as the name suggests, binary semaphore has two values which are 0 and 1. And you can implement this value using two methods which are up and down and lock and unlock. You can use either of that, up and down method or lock and unlock method. This method is basically used to acquire the lock in the shared resources. Okay, so got it? What is the binary semaphore? We will see the binary semaphore in next upcoming slide. And next is a counting semaphore. Okay, so counting semaphore can have the possible values more than 1. Okay, so in counting semaphore, we are not considering it as a binary semaphore. So counting semaphore, that means it can have more than 2 values for the semaphore. Now, first of all, if you want the functions like insert item and remove item, such as in our program, to, for example, producer consumer problem, or for example, to achieve the mutual exclusion. So, what conditions should be fulfilled when we are using such type of functions? Okay, so first is what? Mutually exclusive access to buffer. Okay, so at any time only one process should be executing in the critical sections. So either insert item or either remove item. Got it? So first one is what? Mutually exclusive access to buffer. And second is no buffer overflow. That means what? A process executes insert item only when the buffer is not full. That means only when the buffer is empty. So for example, process is blocked if the buffer is full. Got it? So this is the second condition, no buffer overflow should be there. Third condition is what? No buffer underflow will be there. That means a process executes the remove item only when the buffer is not empty. Okay, so when the buffer is full, at least one item should be there. So consumer can consume the item. So here, for example, the process is blocked if the buffer is empty. Got it? So these are the three conditions. Now let's see another condition. So for 4 is what? No busy waiting. Now all of you are aware about what is the busy waiting. Continuously we are seeing this concept, what is busy waiting. So no busy waiting should be there. No process will wait continuously for accessing the shared resources. So that is the fourth conditions that should be fulfilled. Fifth one is what? No producer starvation. A process does not wait forever at the insert item, provided the buffer repeatedly becomes full. So that means consumer should have to consume an item and producer should have to produce the item. Same way, the another condition, no consumer starvation should be there. A process does not wait forever at remove item, that provided the buffer repeatedly becomes empty. Okay, so got it? So these are the conditions. Here, no busy waiting. All of you are about the busy waiting. No producer starvation and no consumer starvation. Each and every process will get chance to access the shared resources. Okay, so no starvation should be there. Got it? So these are the functionality that should be fulfilled when we are considering the insert item and remove item functions when we are using the semaphore. Okay. So when we are executing the semaphore functionality, we require two operations. We have seen that up or down, or you can see lock on unlock. You can say lock or unlock. So let's see, we are accessing this method as a lock up and down. So first of all, down operation. What is the meaning of the down operation? The down operation on a semaphore checks to see if the value is greater than 0. Okay, so down operation always see on semaphore, it will check the value is greater than 0. That means 1. Okay, if so, it decrements the value and just continue. If this value is 1, then it decrements it, that means it do it as 0 and it set is as 0 and continues. If the value is 0, the process is put to sleep. If the value is 0, that means what? Someone is executing in some process is executing in the critical section. So that process will not get chance to access the critical section. Okay, without competing down for the moment. Now checking the value, changing it and possibly going to sleep are all done at a single indivisible atomic action. So this all the operation will be performed at the same time. When that means is checking the value and changing it and possibly going to sleep. It is guaranteed that once the semaphore operation has started, no any other process can access the semaphore until the operation has completed or blocked using any interrupt, any hardware interrupt, etc., or it completes its execution. So semaphore guarantees the mutual exclusion. Now another operation is the up operation. Now all of you are aware about the down operation. So up operation is totally reverse of the down operation. Okay, the up operation is increment the value of the semaphore addressed. Okay, and if one or more process were sleeping on that semaphore, unable to complete an earlier down operations, one of them may be chosen by the system. For example, it is randomly chosen by and it is allowed to complete its down operation. Okay, the operation of the incrementing the semaphore and working up one process is also indivisible. That means in last operation, that down operation, we have also seen all the things done at the same time. So here incrementing the semaphore and waking up the one process is also indivisible. No process ever blocks doing an up, just as no process ever blocks doing wake ups in the earlier model. Got it? Now, when we are considering the semaphore, okay, so when we are executing the mutual exclusion, how to execute the how to achieve the mutual exclusion, at that time we require the 3 semaphore variables, which are, so one called full semaphore. Why it is used? This full semaphore is used for counting the number of slots which are full. Okay, so if the buffer size is fixed, for example 4 or 5, so this full size is defined according to that buffer size, that buffer is full or not, and full is initially 0. Okay, another called empty semaphore. This empty semaphore is used for counting the number of slots that are empty, and empty is initially number of slots in buffer. So whatever the size of buffer, that size of buffer will be assigned to the empty semaphore. Why? Because slots are empty. Initially all the slots are empty. So initially the size of buffer will be assigned to the empty semaphore. And another called the mutex. This mutex is nothing but a mutual exclusion object variable. Okay, the full form of the mutex is mutual exclusion object. Okay, so one called mutex that is used to achieve the mutual exclusion. That's why it is known as mutex. Okay, one called mutex to make sure the producer and consumer do not access the buffer at the same time. So that means what? If the producer is producing the item using the shared resources, consumer will not provide access to critical section. So mutual exclusion should be achieved using this mutex variable. Okay, so basically 3 semaphore is there: full, empty and mutex. Mutex is used for the achieving the mutual exclusion. Empty and full is used to track the buffer size, buffer whether it is a full or whether it is a empty. Got it? So now here, for example, define n is equal to 4. 4 size buffer is that. Here the buffer size is given, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Producer and consumer is there. Producer will produce the item and consumer will consume the item. Okay, so type definition, integer semaphore. We will create the variable of the type the semaphore. So first semaphore mutex 1. Okay, mutex initially will be 1. So if mutex is 1, that means no one is there in the critical section. Then semaphore empty is equal to n. So as I told you, the size of the semaphore will be exactly same as the size of the empty variable, that is exactly the size of the buffer. So here empty is equal to 4. Then semaphore full is equal to 0. So initially all the slots are empty. So full is equal to 0. So again we have defined full is equal to 0. Then void producer void. That means this is the method for producing the item, integer item. Okay, while true. While true, that means while the producer want to produce the item. So that means while true. Okay, so integer, item is equal to what? Produce item. So when this item will be produced, so at that time what it will check? Down empty. Down empty, that means now item one item is produced. So empty, it will down the empty. So now it will down by 1. So it will become 3. Okay, down mutex, that means this producer is trying to access the shared resources. So down mutex, so it will become 0. Okay, then insert item. So now it will insert the item in the buffer. So here you can see this item will be inserted in the buffer. Now after completing this operation, what the producer will do? Producer will up the mutex. That means now other process can access the critical section. After that you have to up the full. That means now one item is there in the critical section. So this is all about what? The producer will produce the item using the semaphore. So we can achieve the mutual exclusion. Now what about the consumer? So what will happen? Here mutex is 1, empty is 3 because one item is produced by the producer. Full is 1 and here in buffer one slot is filled. So void consumer void. This is the consumer method, integer item. Okay. While true, that means while this consumer want to produce the item. Down full. Okay, down full, that means consumer is trying to access the item. So it will down the full. It will down the mutex. That means now consumer is trying to access the shared resource, that is the shared space. Okay, so it will down the mutex. And item is equal to remove item. So it will remove the item from the buffer. So you can say this item will be removed from the buffer. Then up mutex. So now consumer have complete its work. So up mutex. So it will again set the value to the 1. Then up empty. Now what you have to do? Initially empty is what? 3. Okay. So now it will become again 4. Got it? So again the 4 slots is empty. Then consumer will consume the item. Okay. So like this way consumer will consume the item. So let's recall once again. Consumer, then integer item you have to that means you have to define. While true, that means while consumer want to consume the item, what they have to do? Down full. Full should be down. Okay. Then down mutex. That means now consumer is trying to access the semaphore. And then item is equal to remove item. A consumer is continuing in the critical section to complete its work. So remove item. After that, after it executes in the critical section, it should have to up the mutex, okay, and up empty. That means one item is consumed by the consumer. So up empty and consumer will consume the item. Okay, so like this way, the process will be done for the producer and consumer. Okay, so what is the advantage of the semaphore? Okay, so first, they do not allow more than one process to enter in the critical section. So at the same time, no two processes will be allowed to enter in the critical section. Okay, so mutual exclusions will be achieved by the semaphore. Due to the busy waiting, in a semaphore, there is no wastage of the process time and resources. This is because the process are only allowed to enter in the critical section after satisfying the certain conditions. So no busy waiting is there, and they allow flexible management of the resources. So these are the advantages of the semaphore. Now, which are the disadvantages of the semaphore? To avoid the deadlock, operation have to be executed in correct order. Okay, so the operation that we have defined, up, down, mutex, all the operations should be executed in the correct order. Otherwise, there is a chances of the deadlock. Semaphore programming is a complicated and there are chances of not achieving the mutual exclusion. Okay, so this is the complicated programming that you should have to do perfectly. Semaphore may lead to the priority inversions where low priority process may access the critical section first and high priority process later. So these are the disadvantages of the semaphore. Okay, so in this video, we have learned about the semaphore. What is semaphore? How we use the semaphore to achieve the mutual exclusion, and then we have seen the problem of the producer consumer using the semaphore. How using the semaphore you can produce the item, and how using the semaphore you can consume the item. Okay, you require the three semaphore. Which semaphore? Empty, full, and mutex. Empty will track how many slots are empty. Full will track how many slots are full, and mutex will track that no two processes will be access the critical section at the same time. So mutex, that means what? Mutual exclusion object that is used to achieve the mutual exclusion in this semaphore. Okay, then we have learned about the disadvantages and advantages of the semaphore. Got it? Okay, so thanks for watching. Remaining interesting topic we will cover in the next lecture. Thank you.